Well, I mean, so they brought up DJ Shockley, who...
And I was so giddy, by the way.
Well, I'm saying, like, he is
had no business in Georgia. Right. No business.
He's riding the sea change that Michael Vick put into the action. I'm like, okay, so you have DJ Shockley, who's a pretty athletically talented dude. Might not be exactly Mike Vick, but he's the type of dude that if Mike Vick goes down, throw him in there. Mm-hmm. And he's talking about, I had to prepare a lot. I had to do a lot of work to understand football, and I was not as good as Michael Vick, who did none of it.
Mm-hmm. And Jim Mora talking about we could have held him to a better stand. First of all, I see Jim Mora. I want him in a sports talk debate because I'm gonna take him apart. Because my man just out here saying stuff. But as the head coach, for you to be like, we didn't hold Mike Vick accountable when your whole bit is talking about millennial snowflakes and trying to get across to them how hard this is. Yeah, well, because Arthur had let you know. Nah, Mike the franchise. You rented. You're renting. He bought. And Dan Reeves, I felt for Dan Reeves because Dan Reeves really trying to make it happen. He trying to make it work. My man said, I got you a gift. Set of ping golf clubs.
See, I never played.
What am I going to do with these? So what am I going to do with these?
You talk about a dude that just can't be helped. Like, this this reminded me of the Outcast documentary that came out not too long ago, which is this Michael Vick, at least for the first half, is very much the Michael Vick documentary brought to you by Michael Vick. Like, it's in conjunction with Michael Vick. I'm like, this is very sympathetic, and that's fine, but he does himself almost no favors, especially whenever he's talking about himself. Like, yeah, you want to take care of your family, you don't want to leave anybody behind, but then it's also like, you want to try to get me to slide? I ain't never slid a day in my life. They got me a professional from another organization.
They got me. They got me Terry Pendleton.
Yeah, they got me Terry Pendleton.
They got me Terry Pendleton.
And we out there on the slip and slide. You know what? All I got was
wet.
God, I think Michael Vick was good. It'd be different if he was struggling and middling, but no, Michael Vick was very good, and he was a game changer, and he could get you a touchdown whenever you really needed it. So I bring that to say that, you know, I tried to rein him in. It's like, well, there ain't no reining this dude in. It was either roll with him and doing what he was doing, or get rid of him.
Also, where's Ward Dunn in this documentary?
I don't know, probably buying some mama house.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
He's earning another Walter Payton Award.
Oh, goodness.
Just being the world's greatest guy.
It would have been nice to hear.
Where was Algie Crumpler in this?
I was just going to say,
that's the one.
Because we saw him. Mm-hmm. We saw him, and we saw Roddy.
Man, that if there was anything that burned me up a little bit was every time they were talking about, it's like, you know, Michael Vick couldn't hit those passes. He wasn't doing very well. They just showed a ball bouncing off Algernon Crumpler's hands. I'm like, come on, that dude was doing the best that he could.
Well, and like the way that I make this real to some folks is like, yeah, so when Madden 03 and 04 came out, we just had a standing rule, you can't play with the Falcons.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Otherwise, everybody's playing with the Falcons.
And it wasn't even that the Falcons are that good.
And here's the thing, we were this close to saying you also can't play with the Eagles either.
Well, look, 6 years, 100 million, 40 million guaranteed, and what my man say? Yeah, I needed that money. Like, God must really love you. Yeah, I'm glad he does, because I needed that money. And I'm thinking, oh yeah, that's right, because you didn't file for Chapter 7. What? I mean,
finances, what are those?
Oh man, I felt for his finances. Michael Smith, because charismatic dude by all accounts. But he was just really trying to, help me help you.
Yeah.
Help me help you.
That's the that's the perspective that I'm getting from all of this, is that Michael Vick couldn't be helped. Just absolutely wouldn't. When you say he was a high school quarterback for his entire career, all the way up to going to prison, coming back out saying, okay, I need to work hard at the thing, and then reverting back to being a high school quarterback right before he retired.
Right before he retired. Yes. But when Andy Reid had him seeing the field, 4 touchdowns passing, 2 touchdowns rushing, 300 yards passing, 50 yards rushing in one game, 59-28 over Washington.
Right.
Like,
Had he not been the type of dude that if he ran, like Michael Vick's the type of dude that runs so fast will blow up his hamstring. Had that not happened, then there's no telling how good those Eagles squads could have been going forward.
And I kept looking at, because we're getting old enough now to where we remember guys like their entire careers and their full, like, man, I'm like talking about Brent Selleck, and I'm like, yo, and then Deshaun Watson, and I'm not Deshaun Watson, excuse me, Deshaun Jackson. Like the idea of Deshaun Jackson running downfield and Mike Vick being able to hit him 60 yards down the field on just
full stride,
and that he does not have to crow hop. Like that's still the thing that we talk about his speed, we talk about his agility. My man just dart.
You seeing all of the. This is now just like the Michael Vick fan cast right now, but all those clips of them talking about, oh man, this dude has an arm. And Michael Vick has the worst throwing motion you've ever seen.
It's long as hell.
It's not long. Well, by travel, it has a lot of travel in it. But it's out there quick and nothing in the hips, nothing in the legs, no rotation. He's just flicking it, and
it's whipping. It is whipping through the air. Like I've seen every quarterback throw a duck. Seen every quarterback throw a duck. They found a bunch of clips where there aren't any ducks, which leads me to believe, did Michael Vick ever throw a duck? Like just a wobbly looking pass?
No, he never played long enough for that to happen. He never played long enough to be Peyton Manning, to where just when it left 100% leave them, it died. None of that. I'm pretty sure somebody will say, well, what about that time he stepped in for the Jets? I'm like, whatever, nobody cares.
Probably still airmailing passes for Pittsburgh. That's what I think. I think he's still letting them sail, because that's the thing.
He's throwing souvenirs, if anything.
I was about to say his arm, it was such that he could never get on top of it all the time. So like if he was on top of the ball, it was going where he needed to go. But he was never going to be underthrowing anything. He was always going to be throwing. Oh, or my favorite story come out of all of that. In his pro day?
Yeah, so
okay. Split the dude's finger open.
Talking about just being like, this is borderline evil. Like, I didn't talk about Michael. Nobody can help Michael Vick. I didn't train. I didn't run. I didn't watch any film. I didn't answer any phone calls. Basically said I declare for the draft. I'm sure some sort of financial
the Boys and Girls Club
ridiculousness happened between saying I'm going to go to the drafting and going to the combine or getting drafted. So I didn't do anything. He shows up and says, "You know me. I'm a left-handed quarterback. I throw pretty hard." This dude wasn't paying attention. That's right. Like bone splitting outside the
spin
glove.
different.
Spin different. It's like you knew this. You knew this and did this man.
Okay.
Did this man like that?
I gotta add to this. So 2012, there's quarterback derby between Trevor Knight, Blake Bell, and Kendall Thompson, Charles Thompson's kid. One of his two kids that became Power 5 FBS quarterbacks. The other one's Casey Thompson down at Texas. Okay. We would ask those kids repeatedly, is there some adjustment to catching the ball from Kendall because he's left-handed? Does it come out different? Does the spin throw you off? No, it's fine. Every single question was stupid. Like, why are you asking that?
What are you talking about? You throw a ball, you catch it.
Yeah. And then I feel vindicated because Mike Vick is throwing just nuclear weapons at people's hands.
Oh, yeah. No, this definitely lives in the, did you know that Brett Favre used to split the webbing on Robert Freeman's hand? Like,
Antonio Freeman. Okay. Antonio Freeman had all of his fingers were permanently, like, swollen from catching Brett Favre passes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
that's what... they showed his hands, and they're like, yeah, they're all too big because jam fingers. What do you want?
Yeah, my man just throwing hard at people. That's the long and short of it. I threw a pass at him.
It ain't a very catchable ball.
To make him feel it. Great.
I'm okay. I'm all right. So toward the end of this, we get to talking about what Mike Vick allowed for, right? Which is the idea of, segment break. Which is the idea that Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray, dudes playing today, are all allowed to play their brand of football because Mike Vick made it okay. to which somebody is yelling Randall Cunningham, right? Somebody's yelling that. I give you credit. I give you some. If you put Donovan McNabb in here, you're not paying attention. Though Donovan McNabb deserves his own pudgy black quarterback thing over here. Okay. What?
No, go
it's
ahead.
true.
I'm listening. Make your point.
Donovan was never in shape as a what?
I don't know where you want me to go with this. When you say, like, yeah, of course he was in. There's a difference between being cut and being. Do you want me to throw a body positive argument at you?
Is he a dual threat quarterback?
Yes.
Donovan McNabb
was. Absolutely.
Mobile quarterback, dual threat?
Yeah. I mean, is he Lamar Jackson?
No. All right. I guess okay. Let me see. Where am I putting this?
Was Randall Cunningham a dual threat
He's a
quarterback?
much more accurate Mitchell Trubisky.
I mean, you're not going to get a rise out of me for that. But what I'm saying is that he was a threat to run the ball pretty much every time he dropped back.
Russell Wilson?
Yeah, Russell Wilson is a.
So I'm trying to come up with a comp for Donovan McNabb. That's what I'm trying to do.
Oh, I think Donovan McNabb might be the prototypical Donovan McNabb quarterback in that he Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, there you go.
Young Ben Roethlisberger.
There you go.
And Donovan McNabb are like.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just a big, strong dude that, is not immobile. It ain't Drew Bledsoe.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I don't know what you... John Elway. There you go.
Yeah, seeing as I'm making a quizzical face, I'm going to let you have that too.
No, because I don't know... Because I don't know where your stopping point of whenever a quarterback does not encroach upon dual threat territory. Because Donovan McNabb at no point struck me as just straight up pocket passer. You're making it sound like he's Vinny Testaverde back there, and I don't think that's the case.
Quick Vinny Testaverde story.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay,
that's why I come over here.
Well, only for dunking purposes, because there were stories about Vinny Testaverde would get done playing for the Cowboys and then go do 5 sets of 10, 405 on bench. Be like, dude still can't complete a pass, so I don't really care. But Jerry told me this story about the year before the 1990 year, when they traveled to Miami. Tulsa traveled to Miami to play. That Dennis Byrd sacked Vinny Testaverde. Dennis Byrd had a homemade T-shirt that said, "I sacked Vinny Testaverde."
I like that.
Me too.
Yeah. No. Okay.
Me too. But just Vinny Testaverde. Good God.
So we're living in the era. What about Dante Culpepper? Is he a dual threat?
That's more the same as Donovan McNabb. So okay. I guess. Mm-hmm. But seeing as Nick Saban was like, I want Drew Brees, they're like, you can have Dante Culpepper.
I mean, for the time, I don't think. Yeah, I'll take that.
Look, as long as Dante was throwing to Randy, cool.
Even the season that was tragically cut short. Dante Culpepper was still a very good quarterback. Like he was good. He could have been great.
Right. So there's two, right? And that's where I'm going is I would disagree with the argument that Mike Vick made it okay for Kyler Murray, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson to be about. I would add though, Mike Vick didn't actually become what people think of as a Pat Mahomes or even Kyler Murray. It wasn't really there at Atlanta. It wasn't really there at Virginia Tech. He could do it, but what he was really looking for was for you to bring 5. Because as soon as you brought number 5, he was gone.
Right.
Because there was no reason for him not to go.
Yeah. So they talked about that earlier when they said that when you're talking about describing electric black athletes, we're talking about fast, strong, quick, whatever.
Also, the reason why I want that dude playing quarterback.
Right. If anything, it seemed like Michael Vick made it okay to have lightning in the backfield, somebody that could be considered a running back there, and that had developed passing skills. Because I think a lot of times, because somebody would say you mean we should have given Antoine Randall a shot at quarterback, and if there's Michael Vick. And yeah.
Hey.
Yes.
Nobody was more angry that the quarterback from Indiana had to enter the draft as a wide receiver than me.
I
was pissed.
And I understand that basketball money is good, but I mean, imagine if that somebody really was going to give Charlie Ward a shot at quarterback. They weren't, so he didn't.
Charlie Ward deserves a 30 for 30.
Yeah, I'd watch it.
He needs one. He needs one.
At least I'd watch a short on it.
Because, like, Charlie Ward, Bo Jackson, Deion Sanders, Kyler Murray. Yeah. Yeah, I would watch all of that.
Which is to say that if you have somebody that has a skill set of say Russell Wilson, who can put the ball anywhere he wants to, he has a really nice touch. But what if he was also a really nice runner? What if he was really good in the open field?
What if he was 6'5" and not 5'10"?
Yeah, all right. So what if he was Lamar Jackson, right? So instead of like only being passers, you can be both, and allowed other people to say like, this is a good idea, let's develop it.